Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, overthinkers and vibe curators. Welcome to the very fresh episode of Cruise Cafe.
Yay,
You guys are not you're not showing the excitement.
I'm here for
course,
the
we are-
phone.
we are
I'm
all
very
excited
excited.
And as the name suggests, what we're going to be doing here is catching cruise with some hot conversations. The ones you might have debated with your friends, or the ones you might have pretended you seem not to care about, and something or someone say something about it that that feels wild or strange. That is what we're going to be doing here today. And my name is Ife, from the I to the F to the E, Ife. I'm going to be your host on the show. And as you can see, I'm not here alone. I'm not going to be cruising alone. I have my Mizamis. I have my Mizamis here in the building. And you either love them or argue with them, but you cannot hate them.
That one is
And
for
they go
sure.
nowhere.
Exactly.
I am my Mizamis.
Okay, Jumape Bernice, and I'm here for the fun and everything included.
She said Jumapel Bernice. Are you a French?
Yes.
You're a French girl?
Yes, so.
Okay.
Alright, everyone, my name is Tunde Wanodi Okoya.
Ooh,
let's go!
Okay.
I'm actually more than excited to be here today.
Oh, you
Okay.
have to be.
Of course.
Yay, my name is Hope and I'm happy to be here and to throw some
Buzz
opinions.
buzz. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Anyways, today's episode is loaded. It's fully loaded. Grab something because you're going to enjoy this ride with us.
Munch and
Yeah,
watch.
exactly.
Grab
Yeah,
a drink.
munch and watch.
Grab a popcorn. Grab anything close to you. If it's someone close to you, you can also grab the
Even
person.
if it's somebody's man.
Somebody's
I'm not there.
She said it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're free
yeah.
to grab anything because I give you the permission. So on today's episode, we are going to be talking about a very interesting topic, the one that shakes the table all the time. And this is something most people don't talk about. We often talk about men, what they need to have, the amount they need to have before settling down. But as a lady, how much do you need to have, or how much must a lady have before settling down? Let me throw this to Venice.
Okay, so I'll say when we were young, when I was young, I want to have uncountable $1 billion. Like, I want to be that rich. So I think before I settle down, I actually want to have that uncountable $1 million.
At what age?
I don't know. When I'm ready to settle down, I'm not there yet, so I'm not settling down yet.
So how much do you have now?
Why do you want to embarrass me on this show?
Yes, now I want to know, because have you gotten to that stage, or maybe you still need to work more?
I don't think I've even worked yet. I think I need to work and double work pro max. Like, because at this stage, if I'm having to settle down, I'm just going to be a liability to my husband, honestly. Yes.
You feel that way too?
I feel that way because I don't think I've achieved
Yeah.
a 10% quota of anything that I want to bring in my marriage when I'm getting married.
That's deep.
Hope.
That's true. Yeah, so basically, on a more serious note, when we say what amount should a lady have when she wants to settle down, I would say I feel like she just has to have enough to provide for herself, and then in case probably in the marriage, like, you don't want to get into a marriage whereas if you need any single day, probably if you need to cook something, if you need to buy even something as common as your underwear, like, you have to go to your husband to
People do
start
that.
asking.
Wow.
People do, and it creates this toxic atmosphere in the marriage where the husband starts feeling like he's married to a liability or something. So I feel like as a lady you should have enough just to be able to provide for yourself, and just this urgent cash. Just
Emergency
enough.
funds.
I get your point,
Yes.
but as a lady, personally, I feel you need to have a personal goal. It depends on individual personal goals. For a lady, for me as a person, I would like to have enough to be, to sustain me in my marriage. Like, I don't need to go and meet my man all the time.
Yeah.
I need
But how much-
this, I need
But your
that.
husband should also do his part. Like, it doesn't stop him from doing his
But-
part.
Yes,
because
no,
when you
my
love
husband
someone,
money
when
is
you
our
love
money.
someone, you want to
But-
And my
provide
money
for
is my money.
Honestly,
Exactly.
if you're actually like going to argue that, I don't think a woman should have a particular amount of money set
Yeah.
aside for marriage. Because
she
people,
should.
Why?
people actually be like, oh, I'm waiting because I have to have a particular amount of money in my account or savings. As a woman, I don't think you actually need.
But you as a guy,
As a
how do
woman
you,
being, you should
how,
have
how
a
do you,
certain
how do you
amount.
feel? Maybe your wife coming to you all the time. I'm saying
No,
this
I'm
in
not saying
perspective
I'm
of
not-
you being
okay,
a
okay.
guy. Like, how will you feel, or how would you feel when your woman comes to you? I need money for this. I need money
I'm
for
not
that.
saying that. When I say that, you have to be like comfortable, not like having
Oh,
a
okay.
particular
I think
amount
I
of
see
money.
the light in
But
what
there's
you're
no
your
way
saying.
you
account.
won't be comfortable
But
without
the way-
having a certain amount of money.
But I think
No,
what
if-
he's trying
if-
to say is that certain amount in sense that you don't have to say, oh, I must have 10,000
Okay,
naira.
target.
But you might have like
exactly.
investment or
But-
like a business that you know that you can always fall back to
You
in
might not
marriage
be
and all
rich now,
that.
but you can be
Yes.
comfortable.
Comfortable, exactly, basic
So
needs.
it's not like you have to
That's
Okay,
have
fine.
but what if
millions
I'm a
in your
lady
account.
and like I'm getting married to you and I do not have a dime? I'm just a liability to you.
Exactly.
What would
How?
you do?
I don't know.
Exactly. That was where I was driving at. That how
Okay,
would you
okay.
feel when your woman does not have anything, or she does not have a job, she does not have anything she's banking on.
Okay.
She's just banking on you.
She's just a fine girl, housewife
Exactly.
vibe.
Yeah.
Housewife material.
And she's not bringing anything.
She's not
to the
She's
bringing
not bringing anything to
She's
the table.
just
She
the
Wait,
table.
wait, wait. Do you also agree to that fact that a woman must bring something to the table?
Yeah, I
She's-
feel like, especially in this society now,
Mm.
like especially in this country now where things are not really comfortable. If I'm going to get married to someone, then you have to be like contributing a particular percent
To
to
the
the family.
to
Is it
That's
a
a deep
must?
conversation.
I'm not talking about, it's actually like you have to contribute something.
Okay. Just show effort that you're
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. Even if,
Even
okay,
if
let's
it's
say
not
you have
money,
like
even if it's not
100%,
money, it could be
exactly.
support, it
It
could be
could be
paying
like,
for the
eh,
kids.
I'm here for the
Exactly.
emotional support.
Yeah,
My money is my
So,
money.
yeah,
oh.
I'm-
As a woman,
It doesn't really have
the
to
child I'm giving birth to, that's the
biggest support
that's
I
the
can give you.
only support. That's the only thing that's
Do you think
not
it's
the
easy
only
to
thing,
labor
but-
for 19 hours? The
Eh,
way-
I don't I
It's
don't
not
think
easy,
it's
bro.
labor. I-
19 hours.
I
Some
don't
people
think
19
2
hours.
days.
Yeah,
Bro, like-
exactly. Now you're thinking about labor now. You're not looking it from our own perspective too.
So what's your perspective?
Because as a man now, you have to work your ass off all the time. There's no rest. So you have to, at the same time, even if it's like 100% now, I'm contributing 70%, and then the 30% is coming from you.
Okay.
But me
You
too,
will
I'm
get
working my
percent.
ass off. That's why I'm like a fallback to plan in the sense that like you provide all the time, and God forbid, let's say there's a fall off in like your financial state and everything. You have me to fall back to because me say I go don't guide.
Yeah.
But you just marry me like that
You
now.
say like when you say like you have to like a particular money bracket in your
Okay.
account to get married. That's where I don't agree.
Okay.
But so far you are
Okay.
comfortable, and then when you need something for yourself, you can get
You
it.
can get it without
Eh,
calling me.
Without-
Exactly. There's no
calling
need
all
of
the
you
time.
calling
It gets
me. all
up
the
So I cannot
time.
call you for urgent
It's
2K.
even
Is that what you're trying to say?
So are you
You
trying
can
to say
call,
that you have
you can
a
call.
goal?
I do.
You-
I have a goal now,
Eh-heh.
but you know, sometimes I think women, even in relationships, like even there are some relationships you're in and you know that you're just dating for the fun and
Fun.
everything. There are women that even if they want to get something of 10K and they know they have the money,
Money.
they will rather ask their boyfriend in question. But
Yeah, I don't. Why there is this notion that women don't like spending their own money.
exactly what I was trying to
Yeah,
aim
so
at.
I don't. Well, yeah.
But then
I don't know if
there
I
are
think
other.
if I have a man and he's providing
Exactly.
what is
That's-
my money is like paper behind your
that's
billions
my
now.
point.
And
That's
then this
my
like
point.
your money, like
Is-
girls' money is their money.
Yes,
but-
no. My
your
boyfriend
money
is
is
our
our
money.
family money.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
So
My
I don't-
boyfriend's money is our money.
Yes.
My money is
Is
my,
my
money.
money.
Why the
Yeah.
statement?
Like I
What-
like it.
want that
I
for
like
my
it
money
when
now.
you're providing for me. Like
Okay,
that's
so-
my love language.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though I have the
exactly.
money,
Yeah.
I want like if I know that you have enough, I would always
I
call
think
on
it's
you
just a
that.
sense of
Just like
entitlement.
there was a particular day
Yeah,
I
it
was actually
breeds a
like,
sense of entitlement
Yes.
and everything, and things start to get, you know,
Okay.
even, okay.
When you say things start to get toxic, in what nature are you trying to?
the guy will start getting irritated now. Obvious. I feel like it's in human nature. It's like it's not even about being a guy.
Okay, you mean that
But you said you want to be careful with you thick and thin. So
Yeah.
why you can't
See,
get irritated?
then
at
it's
this
It's
point?
human, I guess.
I mean, and what
Dennis,
did you even see in
Dennis,
me? What did you see
okay.
in me that you come and toast me?
Exactly, Ben is let me
Ah,
say now.
mama, I
If
want
you actually
Jaja
like in a
Angel.
relationship with someone,
Yes.
and person keep asking you all the time, you know the person is not.
Even if it's a
contributing.
sibling, you get irritated.
Exactly. And now you be like, "Ah, why now? Is it all the time? You have to consider the fact that I have things to do.
Okay,
I
so
have
what
plans for myself.
what you said is going to drive us to the next topic.
Okay.
Now, how much must a man have before he settles down? As a man,
But I feel like a man has to as a
Just mesh
target
it.
when it comes to
Exactly.
because you're the provider, whether you like it. or not.
exactly, you are the provider.
Yeah.
So
And if
You
you
have
are
to
the
know-
teenager,
I
you
don't
have
think-
to actually act the role. Like you don't.
Yeah.
you're the head of the family. God created Adam.
And God said,
Before he-
God said the women should be submissive in marriage. So
And
if
the-
you want me to be submissive in you, it means
I'm
that
going
like
to-
guide
I'm
now.
going to
I'm
sub-
saying go
submissive
there,
financially too.
yes.
So let's be honest with ourselves.
Okay.
If we start setting targets of having a particular money in our account, do you think people actually get married?
You just said something real.
You just
because
shake one table like
You
this.
shake the table.
Because
Actually,
honestly,
I just
you'll be like,
shook a
you'll be like,
table.
oh, I have to have like 50 million in my account
Before I
Then,
get
eh,
married.
before I
exactly.
get
Is that what
married.
they
And
mean?
then- and
Is
then-
that what
okay,
you
I'm-
okay,
I'm-
so
I'm-
like
I'm
okay, so
taking
like
my
wait, so
right.
like
what if you have only
Wait,
40
I'm
point
actually just
five?
setting that as an example.
That's
Like
actually a
50 million
realistic
now.
point of view.
Be like 50
Looking
million.
at it,
You are
yeah.
25.
But when you
before
talk
you know it, you are 30, and then.
But you have to be at least have some
and
certain
as you're
things.
actually growing old, the bills keep coming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Especially
and
in
inflation
Lagos.
and inflation too.
Yeah,
Especially in a place like
exactly.
Lagos.
Even
When
the
you
50
live in a
million
place
that you
like
set for
Lagos.
yourself in the next 5 years, it might not mean anything anymore.
Eh,
Exactly.
Now
Especially
you
when
can
you,
just-
Okay,
when
so
when it
okay.
comes to Lagos now, as a man, you would have to leave your parents' home because of different.
Exactly.
Wahala.
Especially me that have siblings like this.
Yeah, I feel for you,
Big
brother.
Sometimes I just get outside.
As
and
a
then-
man, you need to rent apartments. You need to
Have a car.
have a car instead of you jumping
Is it
bus
a
and
need
all
or
of
a
that.
must? Like
That's no, it's just
on a
It's
scale
actually
of
But a
preference.
car is a
on
liability.
a, exactly
Sha.
on a scale of preference of like a man's need. Why did you have to put a car? Like
No, if you want
it's
to
not
get
it's
married,
not like
you need
it's not
a car.
compulsory.
But as a
It's not
single man,
compulsory. It's not
can
compulsory. I'm not saying it's
freelance
compulsory, but
transportation.
it's something that would ease him off the stress of jumping bus all the time.
and helping
as
your family convey.
as
But-
as a girlfriend, don't you like?
Don't you want to be a passenger princess?
Exactly. That is what I'm saying.
Real.
But
Like
per-
I like
personally,
guys.
if
I
God
personally
actually-
like guys that has
have
a car.
cars. Yeah.
Please don't come for me.
Maybe
oh.
like-
Maybe
Like
he's
it has
coming
this
to pick me
aura.
up from work.
Exactly.
now.
Oh, babe. I
know I'm
don't want
outside,
to
I'm
jump
outside.
on.
yeah,
I'm
girls are actually
tired.
fond of that.
Babe, let's go to the
it's-
beach.
it's coming
Or
to
if you say,
pick me
okay,
up,
baby,
blah,
let's
blah,
go
blah.
out.
Or
We
with
are-
your friends.
we are going out, or maybe your boyfriend says, okay, we're going on a date. She will not be saying we'll jump Korokpe, we'll jump down for,
We
we'll
jump
jump
But
down.
Can't be an
honestly-
understanding girlfriend. Like what will
I
we
beg
should
go.
rain and this
In this time and generation,
That era has passed.
exactly, is cliche. I be something
It's so old school and
old
old
school.
fashioned.
Do you get?
But people still do it, and I don't think like in most cases it works out well for them.
Yeah, most people
not all
do
the
it.
time.
I'm not saying is a norm
Yeah.
now or something that it's a must. It's not a must, but it depends on individual personality. Like different, I don't know, just
I just think
guys.
Different
people,
preferences.
different
and
people,
Yeah,
different
yeah, yeah.
perspectives. Some
Yeah.
people can understand, some people
Some people
cannot
cannot
understand.
understand.
Yeah, some people don't have the patience.
Understanding cannot shall pay the bills anymore. Like,
But at the same time, if you are determined, and then you set your goals, and then you know your priorities, and you set it right, you definitely get to where you are going.
but in my own best defense, in like the summary of all of these things that we've said, if
Yeah.
as a woman, even if I do not like have a particular amount, I don't know what the particular amount is supposed to be. I just know that I need to be like comfortable as a person and comfortable as a duo, because I know that I'm going into a marriage with somebody and
Yeah,
that person might
exactly.
not be there all the
All the
time.
time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
need to be
yeah.
sure that like, oh, I have maybe a business to fall back to or an investment somewhere or somewhere that like, you know, that can
Yes.
strengthen
Or a skill.
our
Yes.
financial state for
At
like
the same
Even
time,
the
at the same time-
relationship.
yes.
At the same time, things can't be all rosy at the same time. So,
Yeah.
Things has to be all rosy. That's what I'm working at for you too.
so
like,
if,
doesn't look
if
like
there's
we
a
fall out.
particular
Even if,
setback,
even
then
if
you
it's
should
not
be able to,
rosy,
like,
we'll go to church. We'll pray, God, I beg, go, let
So,
it be rosy.
exactly.
Add roast to our
Rosy.
marriage.
Yeah, I concur with
I don't
what,
want to say for better for worse, so for better for better.
better.
new.
At least, do people still do that thing for better for worse?
Yeah,
I
of
feel
course.
like a marriage vow,
But it's
but I don't.
still-
I don't
it's
think.
right. It's not.
I don't
Please
think
don't.
it
There's no
goes
way
on
it
because
was.
the divorce rate lately is like crazy. So if it was actually for better for worse, people just
And
get
then
out of
people-
their relationship or their marriage for like the slightest purpose. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what
yeah,
happens
yeah.
for better for worse that you pledged on the altar?
especially nowadays, is everywhere.
It's
But
everywhere.
me on my wedding day, Pastor, please change
Please,
it to
for better,
for better, exactly.
for richer, please. We are not
we
poor.
don't want to get poor.
We don't want to get poor.
exactly.
Our Lord Jesus Christ is rich.
Yes,
so I will be
so.
rich. So I concur with what Bernie said about being stable. I am personally, I like to be independent.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like to have my
Yeah.
own money. I don't like to really depend on
Anyone
somebody
else.
for money and
Money.
all of that. So that is that on that. Moving on to the next. This one. This one.
What was that?
You're making us scared.
Abio.
Let's finally break the table.
All right.
If
Yeah.
you have
Break it.
40 million right now,
Okay.
40 million naira right now.
I wish I have it.
You
But if
She's
you, I
with
mean,
us.
it's still.
Beggars be right.
but let's just say if you had 40 million right now,
Okay.
are you investing or jackpotting?
Am I investing
Yes.
or jackpotting? Honestly, I'm jackpotting.
Team Jackpot.
You
Honestly,
to team jackpot.
I don't have 40 million, so I actually don't know how I would act
Is it
when I actually
dollars
have
or
the
naira?
Even in
Naira.
naira, I don't
Naira.
have
40
it.
million naira.
So I don't know how I'm going to react in person. Maybe somebody should first send it to my account. Maybe I feel to be
should I say my account number?
Let me test
And
that.
then- so you-
I
so
just,
you
I just
can
said
test
if you
it.
do I even have 1 million
But I think
naira?
I would jackpot, to be fair, because like I know if I jackpot, I might still work my life out. But there's a certainty that I would actually get a good job, maybe a better education and all of that. But if I stay here, my business might just crumble. The government might just mess things up for me. And honestly, I don't know if that's what I want for myself in next 1 year when I actually have that 40 million. naira.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the vision you have for jackpotting, or what do you have something that will sustain you, or you're talking about the job now? What kind
Okay.
of job?
That's why I said a better school. I'm a graduate already. So if I like have 40
Well,
million,
graduate.
don't worry.
Even if
Listen,
I'm a
we
graduate.
don't judge.
Even if I'm a graduate.
But honestly, if I actually have 40 million, I might want to further my education, probably get my master's and my PhD. I think people with masters, and that's why most Nigerians, when they jackpot, people they want to have their masters, because I think if you have a master's, they give you more leverage for like better jobs. But
Yeah,
people that
exactly.
just go maybe with basic school certificates,
Yeah.
they get to do the linear jobs and everything. that,
Like washing
Yeah.
toilets.
it's not linear because they pay them well,
Cleaning.
but still, like, you know what I'm saying.
Still-
But someone like
still the
me, I
same.
want that whole office setting. Let me just be there and be, pulling strings. I'm like, oh,
9
you
to
didn't
5
send
girly.
the file. You didn't send the file yesterday. I think you should send it in today. Something like that. You understand? So
Yeah, okay.
I would improve on myself
Mm.
so that like I would be valuable to anywhere that I'm going to like set in.
Mm.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'm to have 40 million in my account right now,
Jackpot.
I'm not even.
You this
There-
forex person.
there's no two ways about it. Ọjọ́ kejì mo ti dé.
You're gone.
Okay,
Honestly.
okay.
Honestly.
So how will you
Okay.
process your visa, your ticket?
Don't worry about when
everything?
there's money.
Don't
other
worry
things
about
are-
it now. She
How
became
40 million naira even take you there?
Omo, it should take me.
Yeah,
I think.
honestly.
Definitely true.
Are you sure?
because so some people can be like they want to stay back in Nigeria. That's their problem.
It's not like
so if you jackpot, you come back.
I think if I jackpot and I have like I have a particular save, maybe I already bought like a very good house and I know that I have another investment somewhere here, I will definitely come back. I mean, Nigeria is a place you want to be for life. I don't think I want to spend my whole life in another man's country. But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
And
mind going
people
to,
actually- people will
gather
actually
from
say
here and
there's
there
this-
to like help
There's this
myself.
statement that east or west home is the best.
Oshay.
So-
Lines.
So if-
Hey!
Today just dey drop like
Exactly.
yeah.
Even if you travel to UK now, spend some years, have your get yourself set up, you always come back to your country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No
You
place
always
like
come
home
back.
actually.
Exactly.
invest, you
to
do not
invest,
invest.
exactly.
I say.
Because now 40, if I have 40 million now, they just pay kato phone scene. If I have a business now, people will start be like, omo, rank people boy, uti o kon kekere kon ti wa lọ́wọ́ ẹ o. Even your families, your
So you
friends,
want
people-
to, so you
people
want
that
to
don't-
travel out so that
people
people
that
will
don't
not be
know
you.
you. They start,
So
Is
yes,
that what you're saying?
No,
that's
for now,
like
I'm
his
not
vision.
secured.
So
going
basically you're
so that
running
no-
away.
I'm not
Yeah.
running away, but the 40 million I'm not secured with it.
Honestly, because even the business
now.
you want
Secure
to
You
do,
want
if
to-
you are
yeah,
very
there-
pure
there-
of
there's
it.
no security of
If
the
you're not
business.
doing tax, if you're not doing like
It depends on the investment.
Okay, what kind of
Ife,
investment do
Ife.
you think 40 million would,
Would
work
be
and flourish well in
sufficient.
Nigeria?
Ife,
It is
Ife.
economy.
If to
Exactly.
me, I'll not advise anyone to. We have 40 million. When you are not owed money.
Old
We are
money.
not-
Yeah,
Eh, now,
it's true.
old
It's
money.
true, Sha,
New
because
money.
you need
Because
to
40
contact.
million.
There are
You know
people like-
things
there are people
have
like-
died for more
there are
than
people
how
have-
many years?
200 million, 100 million in their account. They can do all kind of business. If anything happens tomorrow, there's always money.
There's always something
Yes,
to fall
they are-
back
But that
pumping
40 million
money.
sounds like a one-off.
Exactly.
Money, like,
That 40
it might
million
just be
now
the money
sound
you
like,
might get to start
So-
your life, basically.
So if you consider the odds and then you
The odds. You they play sporty, Abby. The odds
No,
I
no, no.
see.
I
He
don't
even
think
looks
so.
like one.
No,
Yeah, it does,
I
actually.
don't-
Abi,
don't-
you use the 40
I don't-
million naira
I don't
to
bet.
spend.
Let's
You
take
play-
2 odds and let's
play
see
two odds.
if the money
No, now
doubles.
if I actually play bets, that would be the first thing I would say. But no, no, no.
Oh.
I-
Okay,
I don't-
my sister.
We
I
listen,
don't- I
we
don't-
don't judge.
I don't
Okay.
gamble.
We listen, we
don't
don't
gamble.
judge.
I don't gamble.
Okay.
So hope to is jackpot.
But life is actually a gamble.
Definitely.
Because
because
there's
there's nothing. Team
I don't know,
Jaffa all
but
the
like
way.
the expectations outside,
Because-
we don't even know if it is there. You know, we've
Yeah.
not been there. Actually,
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
actually,
But it's
you
not
know-
as if it's going to be
But-
rosy at the other
Exactly.
side.
That's,
Yeah,
what, that's,
yeah,
that, that's
that
what I'm
end,
going
that's
to
it.
talk about. You know, Nigeria, we already know our situation.
Yeah.
We're already adapting and all of that.
Omo,
But
I'm
you
not
going to a
adapting,
new
oh.
place and you are facing the same thing. How will you will you be able to adapt to it?
I don't
Ife.
think we can face the same
Ife.
thing. If there's something
Shebi-
outside
Shebi
the
is
country.
me.
Me, I
It's
want
that
to
how to face
invest
it.
too. Me, I want to invest.
Wait.
You
If
want
there's
to
something
invest.
that I'm setting that happens
Investment.
outside the country, is
Okay.
that job security. In Nigeria, an
There
average
is no
youth
job
does not have job
security.
security.
Exactly. Eh,
You
now.
go to serve, you go to school, and then you come back, you end up start selling wristwatch. Actually, I'm selling earring online. Oh, please patronize me. I mean, like I studied 4 years in this university, and like there's nothing to like show for it. But over there, you are certain that even if you just did masters in media, there's one
Yeah.
internship company calling you to. Even
Exactly.
if you get like there's
The
just
internship.
something like there's just an opportunity somewhere somehow. Even if you have to still
Even
work
if
hard
it's
for
not an
it,
actual job,
at least there's
internship.
effort. Like when you work hard for it, there's results. But in Nigeria, you can actually work your life hard out, like, and you're not seeing anything. Like it's just like,
Yeah.
is it not the same thing? This person is
If
doing
if
and
is
do you get?
when you are
It's
rich,
crazy.
let's say when we are from old,
When
old
I'm
money,
rich,
like the
I'm
old
rich
money
already.
tag.
Cindy, actually, you're not from old money. This one
No,
you
I'm
keep
not. I'm
talking
not
about
from old money
money.
now.
know,
But
old money.
of
I
course,
really
I'm
reference
jealous.
old
I
money.
wish I'm actually.
Oh,
like-
wanna be?
So if you are,
You're
if
jealous.
you are not from the old
You're
money,
jealous of what
there are
you
some
don't
things that you have to like consider the fact that jackpot or staying back in Nigeria. If you are rich to some extent, like the old money, I will keep saying it because
Hashtag
So
old
I'll-
money.
Sunday
I'll-
old money.
so I will actually advise you to stay back in Nigeria because if
Yeah.
you even have money, you can travel to anywhere.
Any
you
country
like.
you
So
want to.
for the 50 million, I'll send my account number.
Let's
Send
see
me
a
the
lot.
40 million.
Let's see how it feels and let's
Eh,
be
And
sure
and
you
that
can't
then-
meet old
but
all
money
these
now.
things.
You can't meet old money.
Because
I'm
if you see
saying
the
now-
40 million now, may
Eh,
first
eh,
pull up
now.
for Berocco one night, Otilo.
So yeah, this conversation is going to lead us to the next one. Education, home or abroad? Let's compare it. The affordability. Which one is more affordable, and which one would you prefer?
Well, when it comes to affordability, I would say Nigerian education is more affordable. It's actually more affordable. But our economy does not make it feel like it is affordable. Because, okay, let's look at the way our state universities, our federal university, like we are not paying 200k, 150k. Like thing is like realistically, based on the way the economy is, the way things are difficult for people, like it makes it feel like things like it's not easy to attain. But outside of Nigeria, like people that are paying $15,000 for school fees and everything, it is like you have a system that makes it possible to actually pay these school fees. Yeah. So outside of Nigeria, like we all know that student loans are very, very easy to attain when it comes to attaining. But in Nigeria, I don't think it's that easy to attain. I know
Like the criteria
to meet up to, but over there it's quite easy. I mean, like even before you even leave university, like your parents are already planning on how to obtain this student loan for you to.
And like the system
Yeah.
over there is more flexible. I think you can actually work to an extent.
Yeah, you can work and
And
study.
a
Start
particular
sponsoring
amount by
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, which work do you want to
But
do?
And you
If
can
I-
even
when-
work,
when-
you can
when-
even
when-
In
work
Nigeria,
to.
they used to
If I-
students used to
I-
most students used to pay their school fees by themselves.
Except
now.
I'm an
Hey,
entrepreneur.
now that's why
But
that's
like
why
in
it feels
America or in other
unobtainable.
states, like they have like their hour base. Like you can say, oh, you're working in this coffee shop from like 4 in the afternoon to 8 p.m. like 4 hours interval, and they're paying you for
Yeah.
that 4 hours. But in Nigeria, everybody that wants you to work for them, they want you to either do a 9 to 5
At the
or
end
a
of the
8
month.
to 5,
But then
and
I
it's
feel
month
like- I
end
feel like-
and more.
But in Nigeria, I have
you're talking about the education and affordability. Are you talking about from the basic education or the tertiary education?
All
It's
education.
tertiary
all
education.
You're talking about from
Well,
the basic
basically,
education.
But it's
basically the
tertiary.
tertiary.
The tertiary education.
Yes.
Tertiary education in Nigeria, I feel
Yes.
like it's
Affordable.
actually is
It's way
affordable.
affordable, honestly.
It's
But
just
the
the
economy, but the
affordability.
economy
Yeah,
makes it.
But the structure,
Yeah.
everything, the way
curriculum,
everything is
everything
put in
is
place.
just in Nigeria.
But I don't think I don't know. I would actually have a more collabed system of education. Like maybe do my university days in Nigeria, then
And
do
then
my
yes,
master's.
that was
Because
I was
there's
asking
just
that
this so much
question
fun that happens in university in Nigeria. When I watch movies, okay, this is me talking based off the movies that I've watched. People in colleges, they don't really have fun. They are all about, trying
They
to
do.
meet
They
up.
have all this.
Is it in
It's
Nigeria?
not as interesting
Is it
as
in Nigeria?
I'm
Are
talking about
you-
colleges abroad. It's not as interesting as it is
As
in
it is in-
Nigeria.
in-
You
in
know
England.
those
You can't
random
judge based on
funds
that
that
now.
like we make. I'm just saying like those
It
are like
depends on
it's
your
a
lifestyle.
criteria
Let's
for me.
just-
Like I'd rather have fun in Nigeria, do my old 4 years, 5
than
years
being
in
lonely
Nigeria.
abroad and just working. And
Because
studying.
majority of those in college abroad, they all about trying to meet up to a particular GP and all that.
Okay.
Which I think
But in
it's because-
Nigeria, Sha, if you have your ways, probably from the basic education
Yeah.
to the tertiary, and then after that you can
you travel
Travel
to
out.
for your Europe,
Exactly.
PhD, and all sort of that.
and just have your masters or
As-
something.
So that's
So
that
that's
works. Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the lecturers in Nigeria.
Lecturers in Nigeria.
Nigeria lecture how they teach, like the system of the education here, to the one abroad.
abroad. Of course, the one abroad. I mean,
I don't know. I would say both because I went to a private university and
Oh.
my lecturers were quite.
I
lenient.
think- I think there should be a conversation
So,
between private
because-
university lecturers and public,
And
because that one is
public
even
No,
another.
the reason why I said both because I've actually had like classes from like lecturers based in the UK, and I do not see much difference. The only difference I might see is like they show more concern. It doesn't mean that if they want to,
Yes.
they will show you concern, and if you still fail, they will still fail you at the end of the day. Do you understand? Like
Yeah.
I had a course that I did,
But they don't make life
And they
hard for
failed
their
it.
students.
Yes,
Yeah,
like,
they don't show
the
it.
The ones
they don't show
abroad,
it in character.
They are like
but they show it
Okay.
in results.
In results, that means that they don't care
But in
about it.
Nigerian lecturers are shouting on you that, oh God, what's wrong with you? Like they're trying to put you on your toes, and at the end of the day, if you still fail, they'll still fail
They'll
you.
fail you,
But
exactly.
they'll try to encourage you and be like, I think you're actually doing better than the way it was. But at the end of the day, they'll still fail you. So I think.
But that
it's
one is
still
still
the
private university. We that went to public university. There are some people that actually make your life a living here just for the fun of it, and
For
we
the
all know.
fun.
And now all these
Okay.
lecturers that even I don't know, like they just make life a living here for you, and we all know like.
They're just there to frustrate you.
Yeah,
your 4 years.
frustrate
Like,
you.
But
So-
honestly,
that
to
pepper.
me, I have not experienced lectures
lecturers.
in
Abroad.
from abroad, yeah.
But
Same
talking
here.
about Nigerian lecturers, I think it boils down to the way they were actually taught as well, the way they
Yeah.
were lectured. So they actually
They
most
always
of them
quick
they
to
They're actually
do-
be
passing
like
on.
they're
Yeah,
passing
they're
down
always like,
what
oh,
they know.
during my
What
time.
they-
They want to use
Exactly,
during my
so
time
they'll
and
be like,
kill somebody.
during my time, there's this particular lecturer, he failed everyone, so I'm going to do
Feel
the same.
you.
So
That
that's
age
it.
for
So
me.
you have to. Each day you come for lecture, Christmas you come for lecture, as assignment, everything you have to.
You know, so those are
All these
So-
things matter,
so-
I never know.
But at the same time, so that's one thing about Nigerian lecturers. So I don't really know much about.
The ones abroad,
The
they are
ones
almost
abroad.
they are like facilitators
They
and
have
mentors.
empathy.
But
But
I feel like
but the
even
ones in
They tutor
Nigeria,
you well. Like they
Yeah.
are very much invested in like.
I feel like
what they are
even
doing.
Nigerian lecturers, if you are going to like fail their course, it's going to be very obvious.
Is it obvious?
They will let you know.
How?
that-
There was a course that I wouldn't call it failed, but I would say failed based on like how my results are. There was a course I failed, and that lecturer was like, I would say the sweetest lecturer that I've ever come across. It was a one-time teaching. Like the lecturer was going to teach me just once, like
Yeah.
throughout my 4 years in school. And the lecturer was so good to me. And when I was seeing my results for that semester, I like aced like the remaining courses and that one, and I'm like, where did I go wrong? I was supposed to be your guy, like in that context, like you were
Ojo
giving me
Joy.
this vibe of, oh, I got you,
Yeah,
I
okay,
got
okay.
you.
They are not
Yes.
they are not predictable. Let me just put it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think I'll use
exactly.
the word.
That's
They are like this.
prediction.
Yeah,
They are just trying
this,
to put up a good face to show
Yeah,
you that
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
prediction. You cannot
don't
predict
be
them.
deceived by what you
But at
see.
least those ones abroad, they don't care. You don't even know they are this thing.
And
Most
I
of
think
them, those
I think
ones abroad, they are like mentors.
they
Like,
don't really
show more empathy
and they don't really have that
according to what
relationship with
Students.
students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nigerian lecturers,
Like, they
either
keep
by
it
force or
professional.
not by force,
Yeah.
they always want to
Yeah.
have that like close knit relationship with their students, and you know
Yeah.
some will even go as far as let me know who is your boyfriend, like asking some kind
Yeah,
of
personal
personal
questions,
questions.
and
yeah.
trying to know
So
what
So I
you're
think
about.
it's what makes them more unique, and they are very professional. They already before you see in like abroad universities, in a 10 lecturer, the percentage of you seeing like a lecturer that was sexually abused is lesser than in Nigeria. In Nigeria, they don't even ID. They're already telling you that, see your bum.
Like, it's even a
I had a
trademark.
lecturer that was telling me that when you're in 100 level, you're like this. Now, fine, I see your what are you doing? Like,
So
it's a
sad.
very disgusting conversation to have with your lecturer. It's even a conversation you might not feel free to have with your friends.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
imagine
Yeah.
having to have that conversation with your
With your
lecturer.
lecturer.
They're not even my counselor at this point. Do you understand? Like, my lecturer is supposed to just lecture me and, move on and all of that.
Even counselors self, they are. I feel their own is too much safe, because the ones in
They
my
want to know
school,
your
they're always specific about your life. If you wear something today, they will talk about it. If you wear this today, you talk about it. If you walk one kind, they'll talk about it.
Some are so
So one day, this one, she's a woman.
okay.
Like, she was questioning me of how I walk, that I shake my
body.
my body
Your-
too
your
much,
asset too
that
much.
I'm seducing guys. I'm like, excuse me, ma.
Well, every supposed
How
to do
is
like
this
a
supposed to
class
relate
too?
to what we are doing here? This is not what we are here for. Which one? Tell me what
And most
I'll
of
do
them,
and
they want
get
you to
out.
open up just for the gist. So, like, there was a
Yeah,
time
yeah.
one was talking to me and she was like, I feel like you're not saying something to me. Like, there's something remaining. I'm like, should I tell you how they gave it to me from my mommy's bum or something? Like, I don't understand what you want me to say in particular. Like, they are so invested in other things that are not supposed to be it than what they are supposed to focus on. So it's like it's a very distracting thing. So that's why I would choose like lecturers abroad. I hope to do my master's abroad.
So
So
yeah,
see
you're sending the 40 million. So
Okay,
You
Benny,
remember?
yes.
No, you are the
No,
one.
we share it
Yeah.
now today.
Old
Yeah,
money
yeah,
now.
yeah.
We are supposed to bank.
Oh,
on you
old
for
money
this.
doesn't need to send it to me. I
Okay.
know that.
Young
I'm
money, starting
Yeah,
money.
okay,
That's
no
our
problem.
category.
Old money. I say, oh my yummy. Anyways, we've said that. So right now, before we go, I would like to chip this in. We have our traditional wedding, which the people from the Western world or the Western culture are already imbibing. Like, we have our traditional wedding. Do we need to have the white imported wedding, since we already have our traditional wedding? Some people will do white wedding, do
Traditional
traditional wedding,
wedding.
we'll do cut wedding, we'll do this, we'll do that.
do that everything.
Yeah.
Like, do we need all that when we have our own traditional wedding?
Well, when it comes to me, I still want to wear my Cinderella gown. I still want to wear that white. I still want to feel like a princess for a day. Like, I can still look traditional, but I still want to have that princess
I think
feel
me, I'm
for my
team
wedding.
traditional because that's where the fun is. When I do white wedding, it's
But
like,
well,
what is in white wedding that I've not already had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in
To me,
traditional?
traditional, people will be like, oh my, yeah.
And
yeah.
white wedding
they all
is for
kiss
just
the wait,
church.
like, but wait,
It's
wait,
not even
but
like
we have
the-
kiss the bride in traditional wedding. Kiss the bride. That
We can
moment.
make it work.
Exactly.
Oh,
you
yeah,
add it now.
they
Something you
do.
can, something you
That's
can
the part
add.
that you raise my veil.
Okay,
Yes,
it's
and
when the
kiss in the
alaga
church.
or is the alaga
No,
joko?
that's in the church. The white wedding, the one you're talking about, kiss
Yeah.
the bride,
Is
is
in
in
the
the
church.
church.
Okay.
But they do
But
it
in traditional wedding,
weddings
do they
too.
do kiss the bride?
That one is Beyawo now.
I don't think I
That's
would
in
want
That's
to
for
have
Yeah.
Yoruba,
Something
though.
we
That's
can
for
just
Yoruba. I don't know
introduce.
for all that culture.
Something
I just
Well,
feel like
in
having
Yoruba-
both weddings is like money waste. I mean, if you have the money, sure, but like I don't think it's something I want to do. I'll just stick with the old tradition. Like
Yeah, to me-
traditional wedding these days is so much interesting, and like you forget to have a
So
white wedding. Like
vibrant.
I can even talk about weddings that have happened like over like a few weeks ago, like
okay.
JP 2025.
Well-
The traditional wedding overrode the white wedding,
white
and it
ones,
was
yeah.
so beautiful to watch and everything. Even this Kegel 2025, like everything everything traditional related is just something to like die for. Like
But for me,
But
as
it's
a-
still
for
important
me
to
as a
have a court
person,
marriage.
for me as a person, if
no,
I have
but
the
court
money,
marriage is
traditional
not a
marriage.
white wedding, so I'm not involved.
Okay.
for me as a person, if I have the money to do all the types of wedding in
this
this
world.
world,
You're going to
I'm
do
going to do it without any holding back. Like, I'm not
If
going
I
to
even
hold
have
back.
the money.
I'll do the court wedding, I'll do the traditional wedding, I'll do the church wedding, receptionist wedding,
India wedding,
village
go.
wedding,
No,
Indian
India
wedding,
wedding. Me,
abroad wedding, my husband family wedding, my place family
Gbogbo ẹ̀,
wedding.
gbogbo ẹ̀ papọ̀.
But I
everything.
think traditional wedding would be more interesting if
Yeah.
like I wouldn't use the word divide. If I'm Edo, for example, if I'm getting married to a Yoruba person, I'm going to allow for the showcase of like the Edo culture and the Yoruba culture in a very beautiful and extravagant way. Like, so I would not really need to have a white wedding.
to me,
You
I-
know,
I
to
don't
just
think-
walk down the aisle. When I'm coming into my traditional wedding, my father will hold my hand and we'll walk down the aisle together. So what's the need for having the whole
White wedding.
To me,
I don't
I
know,
don't. I don't think there is need for the white wedding. Actually,
There is a need for
just
the white
put all
wedding.
the fun, all the money,
Exactly.
put everything
Everything
in that
in-
tradition.
There's a
and,
need for
like,
the
it's
white
going to eat
wedding.
like mad.
Go and marriage in Isimi mo.
Because
You
of
go
white.
to the-
Oh yeah, wear white lace then. There are people that during their white wedding, they do not even have the money for that princess dress that Hope wants to wear. They end up wearing like a simple straight white gown. And what's the need for wearing a white gown? In fact, white weddings these days, like people are already even going off the culture, wearing black, wearing purple and all that. So why can't I just imbibe that whole vibe into my tradition? I just have one vibe and
I don't
move on.
care, but I'm still going to do it.
Don't you think it's going to be like more interesting if you actually imbibe those
Vibe,
Is it not going
everything.
to be
Vision.
more interesting when you do all types of weddings?
I think I'll be so
know.
tired.
Me,
If I do,
See, I
let's say-
can do my wedding for 1 week.
see that old and baby when Shegu Johnson come and say she'll find you all those kind
I
of
don't
vibes
find gone.
No.
so is what do and even the white wedding, maybe I want to call maybe a Shanti to come and sing one love song to me. Why can't he still come for my traditional wedding?
Yeah,
It's still the same thing. The
It's still the
toys
same
and
thing.
wearing white gown, yeah, and
It's
I'm wearing
still the
lace.
same
And
thing,
then
but
I want to wear white lace. Is it not still white? Is it not for the white wedding? Is it
That's-
white
that's
wedding?
Yeah, yeah,
Thank
it's
God
So
you
white.
said
white
it's
traditional
lace.
wedding.
Thank God you said it's lace.
It could
It's
be
lace.
anything.
It's not a gown. It's not a white.
No,
My
no,
white
no,
lace
no,
can be in
no,
gown form now.
Whatever. I'm still going to do it. If I have the money to do an elaborate
Definitely do
wedding,
White
I'm
wedding.
still going to do it.
Okay.
Did you not see the one for Priscilla? She did
Our wedding was
Nigeria.
interesting.
Tanzania
I'm not going to
wedding.
She
lie.
did traditional.
Okay.
She did Tanzanian
Asante
wedding. She
Sana
did
wedding.
everything.
Okay, let's be sincere. Between all the weddings, she did about 7 weddings. She did
Yeah.
a Nikai and all of that. Between all the 7 weddings, which one ate the most? Be sincere.
The one in Nigeria.
The traditional,
Traditional
exactly.
one.
That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
just
But
put
I
on
know,
your
I know.
energy.
If I-
Even the
if
one,
you don't want to
even the
agree
one
with us
she
on
she
this.
did that
Tanzania.
Just
I think
choose
that
one
garden
wedding.
wedding.
If I just choose
No, you
one,
cannot tell me what to do. My love, I am going to do all the wedding if
Oh,
I
yeah?
have the money. If I don't have the money, well,
You-
I will just
you
do
have the
maybe
money,
two.
don't
you
worry.
have
I
the
will-
money, but at the same time,
Amen. In Jesus' name.
you
What
have
did
the
I
The
say?
money.
whole wedding, you can even do a
I
marry a
did not
Muslim
say
guy, so
that.
you can do a Nikai wedding as well, so you like doubles. But I mean, I'm team traditional all the way. Let
Yeah.
them be using all those their oriki to be hyping me as I'm walking down there. I'm
Me,
like,
personally,
That's
I'm
my
I
energy.
don't
actually-
see what to
Swelling.
marry a Yoruba guy.
of course now.
Yoruba demon.
Yoruba, exactly.
Anyways,
Yoruba
to our
demon.
audience, if you had to choose between the white wedding and the traditional wedding, which one would you choose?
I would choose traditional if I were to pick. If I were to pick, I would definitely choose my
I thought
culture.
you were a team white.
Well, but I mean, traditional. I have to.
You don't want to
go,
dress like a
I'm just
Cinderella
for the
again.
culture. I would.
Yeah,
choose
I thought you said you
traditional
want to
wedding.
dress like a Cinderella.
Cinderella, what
No,
went
I'm
wrong?
actually editor.
Okay, what's it going
I'm
on?
What
actually
about
editor.
Me, actually, I like everything that has to do with traditions.
I mean,
You
because
know.
it's not
but
money.
Traditional man.
No, it's not about money. Upholding our cultures, our traditions,
Yeah.
Heritage.
heritage, everything. Like
Team traditional.
We already
Traditional.
know he's a king.
I don't need
traditional-
to raise my
traditional.
voice
If
too
you
much
ask
for
me
that.
100 times.
Yeah,
it's
so
always
even
been
when I'm sleeping,
traditional,
wake me up.
exactly.
Traditional white.
traditional.
Exactly.
Shugbo.
All right, what a beautiful ride we had today. We had fun during this conversation from wedding, from marriage settlement
To Japan.
Japan, to
That's why
white
it's like
wedding.
Japan,
and
old money,
lecturers.
new money.
What a beautiful one we had today. I hope you all had fun watching this. And if you watched till this moment, we say a very big thank you to you. And shout out to my wonderful
Asante
Mesmeraz.
Sana.
Did I get that?
Mes amis.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. for
Thank
having
you
me.
so
Thank
much,
you
guys.
for staying up.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Do well to subscribe to all our YouTube channel and all our social media
Yeah, and
platforms right on your screen. And till we come your way next time,
Bye.
always stick with us.
Ciao.
Alright, guys.
Bye.